Do you ever feel like you just cannot take that deep, satisfying breath that you really want to take? Hi, I'm AJ Fisher, creator of the HYPOXiX method, and I want to guide you through a very clear methodology as to how I teach my students how to take the deepest possible breath. First, please like, subscribe, share this video as it helps this channel to grow and helps me to make more quality content. Also, if this video helps you, please visit hypoxics.fitness where you can join the free community, or hypoxics.studio where you can take classes with me and breathe with me for your breath, your brain, and your body to synchronize like never before. I tap into something called the involuntary inhalation or the involuntary inspiration being another word for the inhalation, to target expansion of the ribs and truly getting to the deepest inhalation and therefore exhalation possible. How do you achieve this involuntary inspiration? You need to go to your deepest possible exhale. In fact, an exhalation that you probably have never performed before. And you may ask, what the heck? I exhale all the time. But I ask you, what about that last little bit of air left in the lungs, squeezing it out so that you get to the point where you have no choice but to inhale at that moment? Firstly, working on a forced exhalation can be very helpful simply for the anti-aging of the respiratory system. The respiratory system ages just like our brain, just like our body, and we have to work on it. Otherwise, it is going to decline over time. There is something called the FEV, or the forced expiratory volume, and that is the amount of air and the force at which you can exhale that air over a period of time. This is something that is a measure as to how healthy our lungs are, and this is something that does decline with age. So incorporating this into your weekly routine is going to help you with anti-aging of your lungs and of your entire respiratory system. Additionally, by using that forced exhalation technique or the forced expiratory technique, which is something that's used in the respiratory literature, you're strengthening your deep abdominals, you're strengthening your respiratory muscles, and you're also pushing the air out of your lungs so that you can get to that place where you have to take a deep breath and you have to use, and you get to use, that involuntary inhalation or the involuntary inspiration. We're going to use a timed technique where we exhale for 8 seconds with force, and then we inhale for 2 seconds. That inhalation, I want that inhalation to be an involuntary inhalation. So if you get to a place where you're at the end of your 8-second exhale and you don't feel like you have to take an inhale, then simply exhale for longer. This is just a starting place. We all have individualized programs, breathwork programs, and we all are at varying levels of respiratory fitness. And so for some of you, you may need a 10-second exhale or a 12-second exhale. I believe if you exhale with enough force and you develop that strength in your respiratory and your core muscles, you will be able to get that air out in 8 seconds. And this is how I design all of my exercise routines as well, on an 8-second exhale and a 2-second inhale, so that you're getting to that place where the inhalation is involuntary and it feels so satisfying. Additionally, when you use that forced exhalation and you gently pull your navel into your spine as you perform that 8-second exhalation, you are getting that amazing deep core strength. And as you hold that navel into your spine and you hold that deep abdominal contraction, when you take an inhale, you're inhaling into parts of your ribs that otherwise you may not have been working before, and improving this mobility over time, and using that involuntary inhalation to improve the mobility of the rib cage, where the ribs go out to the side and you breathe into the back because you're staying contracted in the deep core in the front, is going to help with you taking that deep breath. It's going to create space, more space in areas that may have been limited before, for you to get that satisfying inhale. So basically what I'm saying is that we're doing abs right now, and I want you to pull your navel into your spine as you exhale, and I want you to attempt to keep that gentle contraction of the deep abdominals, of your navel pulling into your spine, even when you go into that involuntary inhalation. That is going to help you to work and access the side ribs and the back ribs, so you're increasing mobility and stability in that area, because we can use that to also help protect our spine during exercise, which is so key for preventing injury and staying consistent with your program. I have a few breath stages that I use within my 8-second exhale in my workouts. I use a blowing sound through pursed lips. I use a hissing sound like a snake. Pretty forceful, right? A shushing sound. You're an angry librarian. You're shushing someone to be quiet. Shh. But that increases in intensity. Sometimes I do a soft shish. Sometimes I do a loud shish. Shh. we're going to experiment with all of these sounds. We're going to experiment with that blow, with that hiss, and with that shushing sound. But each of those sounds, I want you to blow out hard as if you're trying to move a piece of paper that's 1 or 2 feet in front of you. You're trying to blow out a birthday candle, but it's not close like my microphone is. It's a birthday candle that's maybe a foot or 2 away from you. You are blowing with force to strengthen those respiratory muscles, those core muscles, and get to that place where you have to take an inhalation. So let's practice on pursed lips first. I want you to pull your navel into your spine as you exhale through pursed lips. And we're going to exhale for 8 seconds. I'm going to snap my fingers. I have a pretty good sense of time. I used to be a professional dancer, so there's always counting going on in the in the back of my head, and I have a strong 60 beat per minute tempo, which is good because all of my workouts online are also at 60 beats per minute to keep our breath at that rate of 6 breaths per minute. So here we go. We're going to blow. Take an inhale first through the nostrils. Blow out. Here we go. Blow. Now, I want you to pull your navel into your spine. While you do that, you should feel an ab contraction. Now, when you go to that involuntary inhalation, I want you to inhale through the nostrils only. That's going to help generate that nitric oxide. That is going to help with immune health. So many things, so many benefits to nasal breathing. I choose to exhale through the mouth for a lot of these exercises for the purposes of using that forced exhale technique, strengthening the respiratory muscles, blowing to the end of your breath or that lowest lung volume where you have no choice but to take that inhalation. So let's practice again. 8-second exhale, blow through pursed lips, pull your belly button to your spine, and when you take an inhale through the nostrils and keep your belly button gently pulled to your spine so you feel the side ribs and the back ribs expanding with your breath. We're directing that breath to improve your ability to take a deep breath. Let's go. Take an inhale, but a tiny inhale. Here we go, blow. 1. Gently keeping your navel pulled to your spine. Did you feel that air go into the side ribs and the back ribs? It feels so good, right? And if you didn't get to that place where you're at the involuntary inspiration, I love that word for inhalation, we're very inspired in that moment. Our sympathetic nervous system is shooting up. We're increasing that stimulus, that excitement. It's so great. Now I want you to try it. And what I was going to say, gosh, I'm getting sidetracked. Sorry about that. If you don't feel like you're getting to the involuntary inspiration, go for a little bit longer. I want you to repeat that 4 times in a row, and at least 3 times per week to see improvements in your ability to take a deep breath by using that increased mobility in your rib cage. Now, let's try a different sound, because sometimes a different sound will work better for you. And this is why I explore different kinds of sounds using the tongue in various positions to create resistance for the abs and also to get that air out. All right, now we're going to do a hiss. Again, pull your belly button into your spine. You're hissing like a snake, but it's not a soft hiss. You are an angry snake, and you are also an angry librarian at the same time. So hissing, but make sure that someone hears you across the room hissing. I know, very strange. You might want to be in a room by yourself when you do this, or maybe not. Who cares? Who cares what people think? We are increasing our ability to take a deep breath. Come on, you guys. So hiss. Let's go. Ready? And into the side ribs, into the back ribs, and then you go again. I want you to experiment with the shushing sound now. I find for myself, I prefer a shush to get the air out. Shh. It's just such a great way to get that forced exhalation, those respiratory muscles on, all those muscles that help to create that ab contraction so that I can get the air in the sides of my ribs and the backs of my ribs. All right, let's shush. Let's go. Take an inhale through the nostrils. And shh. Let's go again on a blow. hiss. Shish again. Navel in, inhale. And release. So that was an example of going 4 sets through the breath cycle, choosing your own engaged exhalation pattern, whatever works best for you. Figure out which one works best for you to feel those deep abdominals engage so that it's directing the breath, it's forcing the breath into the side ribs and the back ribs. I want you to keep practicing this, and also leave comments under this video and let me know what's most effective for you. An 8-second exhale, a 10-second exhale to begin, maybe even a 16-second exhale because you need to work on that forced exhalation technique, and also what sound works best for you. I'm so curious. You can also visit hypoxics.fitness. We have a community of hypoxinauts. Those are individuals who study breathography, this breathing technique, and the HYPOXiX methodology, using a combination of breath work and also exercise, mobility, core to increase the strength and improve the strength of the respiration muscles and the core muscles. Please visit hypoxics.fitness and also hypoxics.studio if you'd like to take classes with me. And again, like, subscribe, share this video. It helps me so much to be able to make more of this content, and I'm very passionate about teaching these methods because I've seen the positive results over the period of time that I've been teaching them. Thanks, and see you next time.